Does your home look like this? Or this? In this video, we are going to help remove the scary concerns and fear of listing your home during this time of year and give you one of the best gifts you will unwrap. Practical tips and affordable hacks to getting your home sold during the holiday season. Are you ready? This is a really fun time of the year. I mean, it's the fall, going into winter, October, November, December. And in Texas, that means a significant cooling off. But while things are cooling off with the temperature, the parties are heating up. And I want you to be part of the party and part of the festivities, especially if you've decided to put your home on the market this time of year. And yes, it's not the most popular time to sell your home. I mean, people typically think of the spring and the summer when selling their home. And you could do that, but the risk you run is, well, more competition from the other homeowners who've held off until spring and summer. And your buyer has a larger pool of homes to decide where they're going to live. And they will watch and they will look and they will study and they will look again. It just seems like their options are endless. But this time of year, when we're in our fall into our winter, people are a little bit more serious. Your buyers are serious because they want to be in a home before the holiday, and you're serious because you have things to do, places to go, you have life to be lived, and you're not messing around. So in this video, I'm going to help you with some pointers, some tips, some practical ways to get your home sold even during the season that's not the most popular time. And let's think about popularity today and what seems to be traditional. I don't even know if those things even exist anymore. When life tells you it's time to pack up and move, it's time for you to go. So I want to help you get there to your next place by sharing with you some of these tips. Well, let's just begin with October. Sometimes we are self-saboteurs. And I know that every year you win the yard of the year when it comes to the 42-foot inflatables, whether it's the pumpkin, whether it's the skeleton, whether it's whatever you can come up with. And that's really fun and ghoulish, but you risk scaring your buyer. And I know you don't want that. And then maybe you're more of the, I don't celebrate Halloween type, but Lord, you can blow out something for your pumpkin patch all through your yard. You have endless amount of pumpkins from your yard to your front porch. And we can't even see the front door because you have so many things going on. And then November, Thanksgiving, that's pretty mild. I mean, you don't really go all out. I mean, there's only so many turkeys you can have as far as decorations, but some of you do have the big inflatable turkeys. And then for you people who really turn up the heat in December, and you know who you are, we've really got to curb your enthusiasm from having a Christmas decoration in every space in your home. Every surface is covered. If I could gift you 4 special tips, they would be: number 1, celebrate the season, not the holiday. We all have calendars and we are well aware what holiday corresponds with what month and what season. Number 2, protect your space. Whether you have a smaller home or an estate, every buyer wants to have the illusion of space in your home. So during the holidays, you want to hold off on, filling your home with all the decorations because it can make your space look smaller. And even if you have a very large home, that does not give you a license to create, a holiday storefront right there in your home. And number 3, for the love of days on market, please allow your photographer and your videographer to take their pictures, take their video before you do any decoration. Nothing screams long days on market than to see a pumpkin during December. And I know you've seen those pictures. You know exactly what I mean. And number 4, probably the most precious gift of all, is to have me partner with you as your realtor. My team and I will strategize and we will get your home sold during the holiday season. You're welcome. And what I do know from doing many years of real estate in our DFW market, that October, November, December we do experience some of our higher volume in sales. So don't be distracted by what the calendar tells you. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and normally I hop in the car and drive around and give you the bird's eye view of how people live their lives in our different cities, communities, and suburbs. But we're going to do things a little differently today in this video. We're going to focus on how to get your home sold during the holiday season. And if this is your first time to this channel, subscribe below and press the bell. You'll be notified anytime anything goes down around town. And don't forget, give us a thumbs up. Now back to the video. So I have a treat for you today. We are going to visit with Tiffany Avery with DFW Lux Staging and Styling and get her perspective of how to best prepare your home if you decide to sell during this holiday season.
My biggest thing is making spaces that are functional while also looking beautiful. There's so many different ways to do that. We no longer live in a world where there is afternoon tea and we have the formal living room, right? Like we're using those spaces as offices. We're using those spaces as playrooms for our kids. And it's just, for me, I'm all about maximizing space and making it still look elegant while being functional for your family.
So talk to us a little bit about affordable, tasteful hacks. And affordable does not mean cheap. It never means cheap.
Okay, we're gonna start with the big inflatables. The yard inflatables is where we're gonna start. Inflatables are fun. They're great. Kids love them. I get it if you're a parent and you have kids and they just wanna see all of those. Skip those if you're selling your home. They take up a lot of yard space. And they're a big distraction. They can distract from your curb appeal. They can distract from the beauty that your home has on your lot. So you want to do things instead of the inflatables, maybe grab a pumpkin, one pumpkin from the store, put it on your front porch, get some fall plants like mums. And put them in your planters and put them in your flower beds. You know, in the spring, we're all about putting flowers and blooms and colors, right? To enhance your curb appeal. Just do that with fall items. I think that less is more when it comes to selling during the holidays in terms of your holiday decorations.
What about bringing some nature inside?
I always love that idea. So pine cones are a great way to start. I love to find big pine cones and spray paint them in metallics like copper and gold. And you can just put those in a bowl. And it's very understated and very elegant, and it's very inexpensive. I have some beautiful trees out front that are smaller, that are starting to change, and they range. I'm actually seeing them right now out of my window, but they range from green, yellow, orange, purple, and red are all the different colors on them right now. And those would be gorgeous. Just take a few branches, stick them in a long glass cylinder vase and, put them on the kitchen counter. I would say also when you think about curb appeal out front, you want to also think about the same in the backyard. So with you've probably got potted plants that you normally have in the summer and springtime with gorgeous flowers. Again, bring the fall foliage back there, bring the mums, I can't remember the name of the one that's really popular this year. It's like, it almost looks like a house plant, but it's got leaves that are kind of orange, yellow, and green all at the same time. There's many, many options that, and things that you can do. But again, you take advantage of those, plant those mums in your yard, use the fall colors, use the seasons to your advantage.
What if, and some people, I understand the small pumpkins, because if you have a small porch, then we can't even get to the front door. I mean, really, your realtor should not have to cross over your pumpkin patch to open the door to show your home. But for some homes have really nice, large size porches. So they might have a little bit more freedom to do some decorate. Now, freedom to decorate does not mean go insane with the decoration. When we don't need the scarecrow, we don't need a bale of hay, and like a pumpkin patch on your front porch.
Don't distract from the beauty of the architecture and it's natural, like what it normally is, right? We don't want to distract, we want to enhance. So don't go overboard with the pumpkins.
And okay, so now I'm buying the home. So the most important room to me is the primary suite. But tell us some of the things that we can do in our primary suites.
Replace your throw pillows. Get some cable knits that are neutrals. Your throw blankets, same thing with the sofa in the living room. This little throw pillow right here is a cute little texture. It's a pumpkin. This came from Walmart. Like you could put that on your bed. You know, that brings the fall season into your room. It's still tasteful, it's simple, and it's neutral. Not going to offend anybody, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think what I'm hearing from you is no matter your taste, whether you're more of a whimsical or you're a very classic design taste, is to bring those colors in your bedroom. Don't neglect the primary suite. Bring the seasons on into that too.
But keep it neutral and use textures rather than using bright colors like bright orange or browns or things like that. Use textures and keep them in neutral colors. And when I say neutral colors, I mean your whites, your browns, your grays, your greens, things like that. Don't overdo the kitchen. Just simple things. Think, you know, there's a lot of white pumpkins and things like that, like ceramic ones. You could stick something up like that, or just stick one on the counter. Again, you can use your branches from your trees. Just put them in a vase, put them on the kitchen table. You can always change out your cookbooks. I always say that, change out the cookbooks. You could do like a Thanksgiving themed cookbook or a fall themed cookbook. But I would say no matter the price of the home, you still want to keep it understated. Just because it's a higher end home doesn't mean that you're allowed to go all out. You still don't want to block the fireplace. You still want to be able to let people see the views from the windows, especially in those higher end homes, because usually they have more accents in the home, like with tile and woodwork and things like that, that we wouldn't want to distract from.
So just keeping it simple and bringing in those elements of nature. I mean, you can't be much more affordable than elements of nature.
I usually do go a little bit more whimsical in the upstairs. I don't focus as much on it because I think when buyers come into the home, they're more focused on, right, the primary spaces, like you said, the master, the living area, the kitchen, things like that, and then the front and back, like the front porch, and then the immediate back porch and the yard and what you're seeing. So I don't worry as much about upstairs, but I still try to keep it neutral. I might use a little bit more color in some of those rooms, but generally I try to keep the same feel throughout the home.
When it comes to decorating, this is not my level of expertise, but I know what I like to see. So when it comes to decorating and styling from your perspective, you know, people can go to Hobby Lobby and just go nuts over their decorations, and they have an eclectic style. I think of it as when you go into a model home, you still want it to be nice, but not overdone, as you said earlier. So when we're pulling in our decorations and doing our things, what is your idea of how to keep it very aesthetically pleasing to the masses? And should they try to keep it in style with their overall home? I don't know, that's just my opinion. It needs to look like it belongs in that home and not at, you know, the state fair or carnival.
Correct. I would never take in country Christmas or country themed decorations into a modern decorated home. So I do think that that's important. So one thing that I really recommend, especially during the fall and even the winter, is bringing in textures, you know, like cable knits and things like that. You know, throw pillows that are cable knit, throw blankets that are cable knit, just to kind of give you that cozy feel, but also, you know, reflect the seasons. And then that way it's not overbearing and it's not clashing with like the style of the home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because otherwise it really, I mean, it does distract and it doesn't attract what you're looking for. So there's not a lot of difference, I think, between October and November. Okay, minus the haunted house, scary house, werewolf and witches, and the skeletons decoration.
Yes, I definitely say if you're decorating for fall, keep it fall and maybe not so Halloween. Mm-hmm. Do something that you can start in October and continue through until you're ready for your holiday decorations.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I agree. I totally trust me. I totally agree. Keep it simple. And that, I mean, how much more budget friendly can you be if you just keep it simple? But the now we're going to move into where people just really like to showcase their homes and they go all out.
Okay.
And we're going to, you know what this is.
I do know what this is. This is what a lot of people hire me to do during the holidays.
Yeah, it's December. So October, November, I mean, we're going to just lump that together as, just stay in the same theme of things. But when we get into December, I mean, people, they're ready right when they stop carving the turkey. They're hauling out all of their Christmas things with all kinds of themes going on. Every surface is covered. So we need to calm that down when we're selling our homes. But before we give you some of your top tips, if you are selling your home through December, some things that you really want to focus on or let go of, because you're moving anyway. Just keep it boxed up so you can decorate your next place. But I'm gonna let Tiffany speak to us briefly about what she does that is so special during the holiday.
Actually, I start this in the first week of November usually, but I'm usually booked starting the first week of November all the way through mid-December. But holiday decorating, I have clients that will literally have me come in and decorate every single room of their home for Christmas. I'm talking changing out the bedding in every room, every bedroom, the mats in the bathrooms, the towels. In the kitchen, sometimes people have subtle decor above the cabinets. I'm talking taking all of that down and replacing it with Christmas decorations. I'm talking garlands on the back and swags on the back of chairs around tables. I do a lot of chandelier arrangements where we put garlands in the chandeliers and have things hanging and things like that. I mean, we have people, I have a lot of clients who are just over the top. They want every space of their home to reflect Christmas time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh. Some people's minds are like, when they think of it's a lot. It sounds like a lot going on, but it's beautiful though. It's really beautiful. It's like you walk into, a showroom for sure. And so you definitely want to reach out to Tiffany if that's what you like to do. But please, for heaven's sakes, please call her after you get your home sold. Do not call her now to decorate your home for the winter. So we're going to give you her contact information. So if that's something you like, then she'll definitely take care of that for you. But we don't want every surface covered with Mr. and Mrs. Christmas while you're selling your home. So Tiffany,
we're trying to sell your home.
Yes, we're
not Christmas decorations, right? We're not a Christmas parade home.
Exactly. But we still want it to look nice and inviting and seasonal. Okay. So now that we're moving in December, the winter holiday, what are some very great affordable hacks, some things that you would suggest for inside and outside? Let's just start with the outside, from the front to the back. What do you suggest?
Okay, so when you first come up to a home, I don't want you to cover up if you have a beautiful custom front door or a very expensive, nice, beautiful door. Don't cover that up with a wreath. If you have an archway or something like that, use a simple garland. And when I say simple garland, I mean not one with tons of ornaments, not a huge chunky garland. I mean a very simple garland with some bows at most. Around an archway to enhance and really show off the fact that there's an arched doorway. On the porch, replace your plants with poinsettias or maybe a small, very small, fresh Christmas tree. That way they're not distracting.
Oh, very nice. And I really like the cookbook. How did I forget about that? I mean, you already have a cookbook. You have so many cookbooks that are in pristine condition, like never used.
Never used.
You might as well pull out the holiday one and display it there, and people can imagine cooking in that space. So I like that one. I forgot about that one. Oh, and then talk to us briefly about how we can really tastefully enhance the fireplace. We don't want to distract from the architect and the design, because after all, that's why you bought the home, because you walked in and you saw that beautiful fireplace mantle, or you saw the well-crafted iron baluster, and the railing up, going upstairs. You love the grandeur of the entryway. So we don't want to get carried away and have like, a winter wonderland and
Right.
charge tickets, to come into your place.
Well, if you have one of those beautiful, beautiful banisters or balusters, don't cover it up with garlands, going all the way up. Maybe just do a simple swag with a bow. Again, a little grouping of greenery or spruce or something like that. Tie a bow and stick it at the end. So it's just like on the ends of the banister. If your fireplace, if you have a huge family portrait, take that down and maybe take your wreath that you would normally put on the front door and hang it there. But if you have a gorgeous, gorgeous design, like through the brick or stone or marble or something like that on your fireplace, we also don't want to cover that up. So maybe instead of hanging something back there, just put a few things on the mantle that say holidays to you. But again, textures and neutral.
We know we're real sensitive. Some people celebrate Kwanzaa, some do their Hanukkah. There's a number of winter holidays that people celebrate. And because we are in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, we appeal globally to people. And we don't want to ostracize or make some people feel like, kind of awkward, because some people can get really sensitive. You have no idea how sensitive people can be. But I have to consult with my clients and let them know, we're not saying that you are a bad whatever you celebrate and believe in. But remember, this is a commodity. It's no longer, don't even think of it as your home. It's a house to sell. So we do have to appeal to most people, but that's not to take away who you are. As we said earlier, you want to be true to yourself, but we may want you to be, just kind of temper yourself, kind of tone down yourself. So I just had to put that out there. But Tiffany,
yes, ma'am.
Tell us some great tips how we can celebrate, maybe focus more on the winter part of the holiday.
So I have this 4-foot candy cane. This is about to be turned into something crazy for a client that will go on a wall. But this is something that I would not want to see in your home if you were selling during the holidays. This is a 4-foot tall candy cane. Instead, maybe go for the candy cane throw pillow on your sofa, right? Like to me, that's just a little bit more subtle and not over the top. And that's to me, candy canes are kind of like a winter thing, not necessarily Christmas or, religious or anything like that. So you can even repurpose some of those, the knits and the textures that we talked about from fall decorating, right? Like cable knits, still cozy. But winter white is a really popular color. I think that's always a really smart choice to make when you're thinking about what you're accessorizing with during the holidays. Maybe instead of bringing all of your Christmas trees down for every room, just bring one if you celebrate Christmas. And let's say you have a family and it's just really important for you to have that tree up. If you have a smaller tree from a different room, maybe use that one. Because again, we don't want to make the space seem smaller. We want to make it seem open and large and bigger, right? So bring the smaller or the narrow tree. They even make these trees that are half trees they stick against the wall and they have no backside. So they're just flat and they stick against the wall. Those are also a great option to help make the room look bigger. And they come in very narrow sizes. I have one client that has a beautiful, beautiful bar area in her home and like wine cellar. And so I have a wine bottle tree that I put in there. And that's just kind of a fun, tasteful, it's a little small one. It fits on a table. Instead of a Christmas tree, you could do something like that. And that would enhance and promote the fact it would kind of bring attention to the fact that there's a wine cellar in the home.
And I could see how you can get a lot of participation creating that wine tree.
Things that will enhance the decor or features of the home rather than distract from it. again, you don't want people coming in and being distracted by your beautiful Christmas decorations, or that's the most beautiful tree I've ever seen, because that's all they're going to focus on. And they're not thinking about living in the home, right? You want people to think, I would love to live here, not I want this Christmas tree. So primary bedroom, bring in those textures. Faux fur textures are really fun during the holidays. You can find beautiful like white furry blankets that you could use as a throw. Little ball pillows are really fun. And I have one that's personally, I have a vendor that makes little furry ones that I love. They're faux fur. And I love using those just to put on a bed, or even cable knit. I love using cable knit during this time of year. I just love enhancing with textures.
Okay, Tiffany, let's just say I have the resources and I don't want to be bothered with having to get and do, rearrange, fold up, tuck, go out and purchase anything. Well, I'm just going to call you. I'm not doing any of it. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to do it, don't have the time to do it. I'd rather just have you do it. So what are some of the things I need to prepare for when you show up for your consultation? And I'm sure cooperation is very important, but tell us, just give us a little snippet to what we can plan for, prepare for, and what we need to do to best help you get your job done, which is to help me get the house sold.
Okay. The first thing that I'll do is I'll come in and tell you what to remove. A lot of that is going to be family photos, anything large that I think is distracting from the space that I think would distract a buyer. Remove that for selling, and maybe put just a tasteful piece of artwork there in that same spot. Be prepared for me to come in and start boxing things up that I think that is fine for you to go ahead and pack, or tell you what to pack. We can get a head start on that with clutter and things like that, because we definitely don't want clutter. I'm going to bring in a lot of baskets. I'm going to help you. First, I'm going to help organize and make things where you can still live in the home while you're selling, where it's functional for you, but it looks organized. I use a lot of trays and a lot of baskets, a lot of cabinet space. Like we'll designate some areas. We might empty out a cabinet of things that you rarely use, and use that to store your mail, or your kids' homework, things like that, or a drawer.
Mm-hmm. And Tiffany, before we go, I do want to say that, again, thank you for coming and sharing your tips and opinions. But I just want everybody to know that Tiffany does more than just getting your house ready for holiday or anything like that. She is a full-blown portfolio of successful, wonderful jobs that she's come in and redesigned, repurposed, decorate, styled your home to your specific taste. Now, remember, we're styling your home once you're into your new home. Right now, she's going to help you sell your current home so you can get to the new one. Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I help people just like you sell and buy homes in and around our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And I realize that if you're thinking about selling your home now during October, November, December, that's quite the decision to make, because you think instinctively you should wait until the spring or the summer. But now could be one of the best times of the year to sell your home, because there's less competition and the buyers are acutely aware of being settled into a home before the holidays. So this could be a win-win for both you and the buyer. If you are thinking about making a move during these months, comment below, grab one of those one-on-one consultation links so we can have a discussion and a strategy of the best way to get your home sold, where you can create your new memories and call home.